What is up, everyone? JD here. Got a new Tempest model in. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, today we are checking out the Micro Jet. Really excited to check this one out. There's a couple of new things going on with it, and I'm very excited about that. But the first thing I was curious about is, will the Micro Jet still be a 4-finger knife? And by goodness, it is. Very tight, very tight, just barely fitting on there, hanging off the back a little bit, but I'm able to get all 4 fingers on there, and because of the neutral ergos, it's pretty comfortable. Now, the 154 cm from Kubey did a really good job going through the catalog paper fresh out of the box, and then I would say it was good going through the cardboard. This one here feels like it's a little bit more robust EDC, so it's going to be better suited for doing all kinds of tasks. It's not going to be the sliceiest knife that is out there, but it is going to be a good cutter. So it's going to be durable, it's going to be strong, and it will get your cutting tasks such as breaking your cardboard down or cutting through some dense materials on occasion. So I really did like that. Now, I did notice that when I got to the end, something in the cardboard did affect the 154 cm, which is not that uncommon. On occasion, you'll see some cardboard do that to the 154 cm, but overall, I was very impressed. And again, this is one of the reasons that I do like 154 cm, is because it does hold its edge a little bit better than some of the lower end budget knives, budget steels such as 14C, 28N, and Nitro V. I would say it's probably a little bit more competitive with D2 with holding its edge while still being able to be maintenanced very easy. One of the things that I did like that he decided to do here is he got Kubey to do an acid stone wash here for the first time. I don't think I've ever seen this from Kubey, and I'm pretty sure that Casey said it was the first time that they had ever done it was on this model. So it came out really good, just a really dark acid etch and stone wash, and it looks great. I love the spear point on here. It's a useful utility shape. It does really good with draw cuts and detailed work. And then if you need to get into some packages, you're going to be able to easily get out on that tip and get into the package without over penetrating to open stuff that you want to take care to open with. Good access to that lock bar. I do appreciate it. Very nice action here. It is not a guillotine, it's a shaker, but it's still really smooth, which is impressive considering it does have that stone wash. Now, full disclosure, when it got here, I did disassemble it, I did clean it, and I did lube it up, because I know personally when you do an etch stone wash, it can affect the action on here, make it feel a little bit gritty, etc. So I do want to, at the end of this video, go ahead and take it apart and clean it again. And again, 5mm 364 ball, I believe, are what's in the pivot, but I'll double check that for you. I am riding on the factory bearings just because, for me, I feel like the action's good enough. The skiffs would probably make it feel a little bit smoother, but not necessary. Good jimping here on the actual edge. Nice tight jimping. Very easy to get a hold of that low profile flipper. I love how it's tucked in and hidden away there. Very nice. And then the opening hole works very good for the reverse flick. A little tight for that thumb flick. I kind of got to dig in and then push and do that. So I'd probably say this is better suited for that opening hole reverse flick and then the flipper tab on there. There is micro milling on here. I know it's going to be really hard for the camera to pick it up, so when I go for the B-roll, I'll try to make sure and insert that to where you can see that. But it has micro milling, which adds plenty of grip. It feels very nice and it doesn't feel overly done. The pocket clip on here is very well designed, guys. It goes in the pocket well, it retains extremely well, and it doesn't jam up or clog up coming out of the pocket, so it's not lifting your pants up as it's pulling out. So they did a fantastic job with that as well. Really like the ergos on this one. Where I will say with the Jetstream and the Microjet, it's not my favorite aesthetic, like it's not my top pick for any fashion awards, but the finishes on it are really well done, and I really appreciate that this is a premium-esque work knife. This feels like a work knife. It doesn't feel or seem like it's being designed to win any beauty contest. You know, if you want something like that, you're going to want to go after with stuff with camo carbon and things like that. But I think Casey did a good job because there's the titanium anodized, there's the flamed ano, and then he did that shred carbon fiber, which I really like that when you have slight contouring like this on it, because it does change the aesthetic. It doesn't just look kind of boring and look the same throughout. So I do like that a lot. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons, and then we'll go ahead and score this one out. All right, guys, we got my Spyderco lightweights out here. We got the Mannix 2 and the Para 3 lightweight, and as you can see, the Micro Jet is exactly that. I would constitute it as a micro knife because it is coming in smaller than the Para 3 lightweight. Let's do a couple more size comparisons. All right, guys, we got a couple of budget-friendly knives, and I went ahead and went with these two specifically because they come close in price to what the Micro Jet comes in at. So the Micro Jet, without any discount, I think it's $130, $140, somewhere in there. That was the price for the Devo Knives Growler V2, coming in around $130, and then I believe the Ankylos start at $129. I apologize if I'm not remembering that correctly, but 154 cm was the comparison that I had in mind here. And as you can see, it is smaller than both. Let's grab the scale and check the weight out. All right, we got the scale out and on. Let's check the weight on this one. Coming in at 3.6 ounces. So not bad when you take into consideration you got steel liners, titanium throughout, and 154 cm blade steel on here. I think that's a pretty good weight for a micro knife. I would probably say some folks would say at this size you would want it a little bit lighter. I would say check out the carbon fiber one if you're looking at something both small and lightweight. Let's go ahead and score and wrap up. All right, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, I score now on here. If you've watched anything within the last 6 months or so, I switched the format up a little bit. So 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, 7 being the top of what premium budget knives cap out at because of the materials being offered. This one's a little bit unique, though, because you can get it with carbon fiber and titanium, and 154 cm is still on the high end of budget knives. So this one could have the potential, in my opinion, to get up over the 7s. Having said that, the things that I like on here, ergos are nice. I love the finishes that he chose for all of these. Kubi did a fantastic job with the stonewash, and the flamed ano I think looks really good and bumps up the aesthetics for me. Now, when I say the aesthetics, to me, when I say, like, I look at something, for example, like a Growler V2, a little bit more curvy, a little bit more belly, just something I think that has a little bit of an edge in the looks department, but that's not to say this is an ugly knife. I would say check out the Gen X Primark. That is a knife that I would say that I don't find attractive, or any of the knives out there that Bestech has done that look like bugs. Not my aesthetic personally for me. Again, not an ugly knife. To me, I would probably put it somewhere in the realm of the Para 3. When you first see this, probably not the most attractive design that you would ever see out there, but when you get it in the hand and you start to use it, that's where it really starts to bond with me, right? Comfortable in hand, performs really well, nice cutting geometry, great blades edge. Things like that are important to me for a user. And that's kind of what I look at this as, a premium user. Having said all of that, to me, this is going to be a 7.2, very solid score. Again, the 154 cm kind of pulls it back a little bit. If it had, say, like S90V or S35VN or something like that, probably would have drove the price up, but it then becomes a premium knife, and I think it bumps into the upper 7s for me. I'd probably put it with S35VN at like a 7.6, and then with S90V probably at a 7.8. So again, climbs as it gets better. And again, not the prettiest knife out there, I know. Design wise, it's very straightforward. To me, this is designed to be a user, a work knife, something that you can hold on to and cut with, and it feels like it's going to have you locked into place, even though it is a small knife. It has slight contouring to it, very well chamfered to avoid any hot spots, and something that's not going to take up a lot of space in your pocket. I think if you have medium to large hands, this might be a good primary carry for the ladies out there, a great primary carry. I think this is going to complete a lot of your task and handle a lot of your tasks and shake it off without any issues. And again, I love the fact that he went with 154 cm, and I love the spear point. I would say I saw a comment here recently where someone was like, can you do a mini fractus? I would probably take the fractus just because for me, I am attracted to the fractus a little bit more, if that makes sense. Someone may look at this and be like, you're crazy. This is a great looking knife. And that's where it comes down to preference, right? So I do like this. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. If you're not going to hang out for the disassembly, links are down below. Likes down there if you enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and grab the mat. Let's take it apart really quick and see what it looks like inside. All right, guys, we got the disassembly mat out here. Let's take it apart really quick. I'm just going to check because Concept, I think, went rogue on him. Okay, yeah, so no, I don't need the T10, but they went rogue on him, and it has like a T10 pivot on the Fractus, so I just wanted to check that really quick. So should be T8 hardware throughout. I'm going to go ahead and just take it down really fast, and once we get it apart, I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Okay, we got the screws off. Let's go ahead and take the actual scale off first. Oh, the liner came with it. Okay, so it looks like it has like a design here. I would almost call it like a pin design, where you will see that the internal liner here for the steel lock bar is kind of pressed into the scale itself. And you do have washers. I think these are actually going to be smaller than I thought during the video. So I'm glad that we did take this apart to have a look at it, because I did quickly disassemble, oil, and lube it. This looks like it may be 5mm 3/64, which is I'm not sure if that's what I said during the actual disassembly. So let's go ahead and check the pivot out. Yep, 5mm. Let's check the bearing out. Yep, 3/64. I don't know what I said in the video. I think I said 5mm 3/64. So hopefully, if you're curious about that for skiffs, you would check that out. You watched to this point. So just to show you the 5mm 3/64 5-ball, I do have some here, but I'm okay with the action. I don't really think I'm going to upgrade it. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage really quick while I have it apart, since it's been a few days since I did the initial disassembly, clean it up, and then we will reassemble and pull back together. All right, I did want to pause really quick. Hopefully I'll catch this in editing. Detent ball hole from the acid etch, you can see a little grimy, so definitely recommend cleaning that out. All right, we finished the disassembly, which should help you with your maintenance and your skiff install. Locked up solid, beautiful action. Feels even smoother now after the second cleaning, which makes sense, right? You've had a chance to kind of wear away some more of the acid etch coating that may be on your bearings and things of that nature, that may be in the detent ball hole and all of that. So feeling very smooth, very happy with this one. I think for the money, this is extremely competitive, guys, especially considering you're getting some really premium materials with your 154 cm. I think it really hits a sweet spot in my opinion. Let me know what you think about the Fractus down in the comments below. If you hung out to this point, again, as I mentioned earlier, that like button does help. The links really helps the channel. It affords me the ability to get these materials and other knives to check out as well, because this is coming out of pocket when it's a purchase like this. So thanks for using those. Special thank you to the channel members. I'm out of here, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.